We're in Chicago at the Canon Solutions America Customer Experience Center, and we are going to be talking about wonderful stuff that's going on in large format. I am standing here talking to Randall Parr, who is one of the OG Project Peacock pioneers. We visited over 600 print customers together, and you showed them fantastic applications for wide format, and we're going to do that again here. So thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thanks, Deborah. It was a pleasure to be on Project Peacock and to see the excitement of people that were never really aware of large format. And so this is where it all starts from, this Customer Experience Center. You know, when people think about Canon, they instantly think of cameras, but this is a whole side of Canon that people probably are not aware of. And so it's great that you're here and we're able to show you all this really cool stuff.
Great, so let's get into it. What are some of the samples we want to talk about today?
Well, we have a number of samples that are produced on our Osai, Arizona flatbed printers. These applications are primarily possible because of the design of the Arizona being a true stationary flatbed, so it allows you to be very precise with your ink placement, which allows you to produce applications that would otherwise be difficult, if not impossible, to produce. Things like lenticular imaging, front-to-back registered printing. In this case, we can show you a lens-free lenticular, which is really cool.
And the print customers went crazy over these applications.
Yes.
They don't know if it's possible, especially, you're saying double-sided, but you mean that daylit, backlit night thing?
Well, no, not that so much, but things like lens-free lenticular, where you're printing like a lens effect on the front that lines up with the image you printed on the back. So it's a very precise registration that you need to make that work. So that's one of the hallmarks of being able to produce that on a stationary flatbed printer.
They also, the print customers that we met with really were amazed by the metallics that you were able to get and the substrates that you can now print on.
Right, really, you know, you're pretty much limited by your imagination on what you can print on. We can print up to 2-inch thick substrates. The metallic effects you've seen, that was using the Color Logic software, which, you know, we basically use white ink to cover the foil where we don't want it to be metallic. And then we use our colored inks to produce 250 shades of metallic color. The Osai, Arizona is a true stationary flatbed printer, unlike a hybrid that moves the media through the printer. The media on this printer stays stationary during the whole printing process. And that allows you to do some other cool things like printing on irregular shaped items without having to use a jig to hold it in place. Whether that's a pre-manufactured piece of something, or you can pre-cut your pieces and save time while you're waiting to get onto the press and then print onto those irregular shaped items.
When we were at the advertising agencies, they were really amazed that you could put like 100 things on a flatbed printer like the Arizona and then cut them out.
Exactly. That really demonstrates the close viewing capability of the image quality now. It's gotten so good where you can produce small items, plentiful, like covering the whole table, and then cut them up later and use them for close viewing applications. And that's only because the quality of flatbed printing has improved so much over the years.
They also love the white ink on the substrates and also the really cool things that they can do now using the white ink as almost a filter. Can you touch upon that a little?
Right. We have the ability to print white underneath something. Say we're printing on a black substrate. We can print white and then print the color on top so it looks natural. We can also use white as a spot color. We can use white, for instance, in a layered mode where it is between 2 layers of color, which allows us to produce a really cool application called a day-night backlit, which looks great with the light on the front in the daytime, turn the light on at night in the back, and it doesn't look washed out. So it's a very cool effect. We can even take it another step further and have a separate image on the back. So when you turn the light on, the message changes, for instance.
You know, I was been walking around your experience center, and something that was really striking to me is the amazing metallics that you're using on wide format. I mean, as a print customer, I don't think metallic and wide format. So why is that so important now, and how would that benefit the marketing people and the print customers out there?
Well, definitely metallic captures your eye. It looks like a very high-end type of application. With wide format, I mean, you're using a big printer and you can actually get foil and laminate it onto big boards.
Wow.
And then print color onto it. And using white ink, we can mask the foil in areas where we don't want the metallic effect. And where we do want it, we can also print transparent color over top of it and produce up to 250 different shades using the ColorLogic software.
Talking now to the creators and the designers out there, and to giving them some inspiration as you know, the point of these videos. Can you talk a little bit about the opportunity in the retail space and some of the vertical markets that these new opportunities with wide format printing are really affording brands, quite frankly?
Well, some of the applications really allow you to take your message in places where you haven't seen a message before, even to the point where you can print on foil materials that are designed to go on asphalt or sidewalks, and you can put your message outdoors before you even get into the store. So you could be promoting maybe a sale or a special discount or something, you know, grand opening, whatever you want, and it'll last up to 2 months outdoors without any lamination.
Our equipment will allow you to print, cut on a cutting device, put it down, and you don't have to laminate it. It's all rated for safety. The certificates are there, so they're increasing. Those products are really increasing now. So you can put them outside on the cement, by your pool, by a pool, for different kinds of events. So all those different kinds of things.
On a wide format press.
On a wide format printer.
Which is incredible.
It's really changed. So we have people doing prototype, packaging, in-store retail display, but now you can look at high-end interior, retail, point of purchase, really corporate high-end environments where we're actually able to really do so much more now. So with rigid substrates, still printing on lots of metals, acrylics have become more. When you have the right printer where you're not moving the media through the printer, it actually allows you to do a lot more things of high-end printing, the textured printing, being able to do three-dimensional, like just printing on both sides of the product, allow you to give different dimensional decor. We're finding a lot of people on interior design and building design and architects are designing using 4x8 panels of acrylic and glass now because we can print right on them. Or you can print on a wide format press with film and allow to print that image on there. So you can print the frosted with a flatbed or you can print it with a wide format printer.
Backlights are very common. You'll see it in like high-end, you know, fashion sort of environments.
Right, especially in the mall you see them
absolutely.
too.
And
you actually carried around a window cling for almost you know, every visit we did with Project Peacock, and you just put it up and took it down.
Yep.
The other thing that the people we met with really were interested in was the soft signage capabilities.
Soft signage definitely has some advantages. It's hard to break a soft sign, right? And like you say, you can pack it up, put it in a little ball, stick it in a box, and ship it across the country, and it doesn't weigh anything, it doesn't get damaged, and it's very easy to install. They have what they call silicone edge mounting now, where you put it into a frame, and basically you don't need a skilled installer. You just stretch it, put it together, and you're done. Now, another really hot application these days is the ability to produce custom wall coverings. And you can really change the whole look of a environment just by changing what's on your walls, and it's easy to change it out now. So when you think about the mass opportunity to decorate a kid's bedroom, you know, or you know, a corporate boardroom where you want some sort of cool looking corporate graphic, it's easily done now.
Does this require an installation team? You know, are there any damages to the walls afterwards? Like, let's help them pitch this to their clients.
Yeah, actually it's a good question. Some of the materials that we actually sell through our imaging supplies group are like repositionable adhesive. So you don't need a skilled installer to put it up. You can, you know, try to get it there nice and straight, and if you put it up crooked, you can peel it off, try again. Right? So it doesn't damage the wall. And we also have some materials that are designed for also floor graphics onto carpet, where you can peel it up after your event or something, and it doesn't leave any residue on the carpet, because the last thing you want is the hotel calling you with like a big bill for trying to remove all the...
So the hot topics, walls, windows, floors, everything that has to do with interior decor is very big right now. That is the biggest growth part of this industry, whether it's including textiles or fabrics, and also vinyl, paper, environmentally friendly, right? People are looking for that. But I would say that the wall covering business is a big one. That's a big one for Canon. We have new equipment that has really brought that technology to light. We're able now to announce that we actually have wall covering that'll allow us to do Type 2 certification without any lamination. So you're able to put this wall covering up on the wall, be able to scrub it, clean it, whatever, without any lamination, and that will reduce your cost, but also give you beautiful choices in different embossing textures.
Getting back to the nature of a true stationary flatbed printer, we can print a drop of ink on top of a drop of ink, do that multiple times and build up elevation, which allows us to produce texture. Things like, for instance, Braille sign, you can print it now, right? We can emulate brush strokes from a famous painting and make a reproduction. We can take photographs and actually create texture with software that we just launched this year called Osei Touchstone, which really puts it in the hands of the designer to come up with the idea of, hey, I want to elevate this part and drop this part down in the photo or the graphic, and they can preview it in 3D right within Illustrator or Photoshop until they get it just the way they want, and then they can send off a PDF to one of our print providers that has the printing version of the software, and we can produce some really cool dimensional effects.
Randy, why should a designer seek out a Canon device to output their designs on?
We try to connect the dots, as far as the media that we sell or specify, the quality of the printing so that it's very high resolution, very photographic looking. You're not going to be disappointed by the quality.
There's also a lot of consumer trends that we're starting to see that really do fall into wide format. They have all these new applications that allow people to print on canvas and get canvas prints at their home, or to print on glass or acrylic, and it's now become a printed product that the consumers are buying one by one, but there's certainly a market for it.
Yes, and that's a growth market too for people offering website, come to your thing, bring me your picture, or some people are designing. We have people that are designing specific images and they're selling them that way, whether it's on canvas, glass, acrylic, being able to stand it off from the wall, and they sell the entire package just for you able to do that. The other thing that Randy showed you was the gallery wraps, being able to print on canvas on foam core, being able to fold it up and use it as an image on the wall. For people that are designing some things, we have to do that, and you can do that and then be able to change them out. You can change seasonal. If you want to design a space that's for every season, you're able to do that. So the one big thing about any of the graphics now, wide format graphics, the biggest benefit I see from being in this business so long is that we're able to have you're able to offer your customer the chance of change without costing them a lot of money, right? So you're able to design something and sell them a package for things that they're able to change up. So their message doesn't have to stay the same. They can change based on the trends. They can change things. So if you look around and you're designing for retailers, you can see that when you're in the retail space especially, where they're flipping things around based on things because they're able to do that now with wide format printing.